Welcome, foolish mortals, back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Disney Plus project. So this week we watched The Secrets of the Zoo. It's another National Geographic show, because we seem to like some of those. But before we get into that, make sure that if you are not subscribed to the channel, you hit that subscribe button down below. And also make sure to leave us a like and a comment and let us know what other shows we should watch. So, The Secrets of the Zoo. This zoo show, and we really like zoo shows. Like the Crikey, It's the Irwins, and all those ones, the Secrets of Disney, or the Secrets of Disney's Animal Kingdom. Wow. It's a bit early for me. But yeah, like any zoo-based show, like behind the scenes of a zoo we really like. This one was at the Columbus, Ohio Zoo, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And they also have one for the Tampa Zoo, and then there was one other one. So, but yeah, so I really liked this one. I really like seeing the amount of passion. That's one of the reasons that I like the zoo shows. Is I like seeing the amount of passion that all these people have for their animals.
Yeah. I think I like this, and it could vary zoo to zoo, so like this may change next time, but like this one at the Columbus Zoo, like it's so great to see how like the connection between the particular handler and the animal, and that they actually take a little bit more initiative and actually spend time with that animal, whereas a lot of zoos try to keep it like wild animals, which is fine to an extent.
Right.
But ultimately, they're living inside of a contained area, and they're missing out on a lot of stuff that they would be getting out in the wild, and that bond with humans is pretty essential to their well-being.
Yeah, it really is.
So I really liked seeing that. Like I liked seeing a handler get in with a cheetah and snuggle with this cheetah. Like that is so exciting to me.
The cheetah was purring so hard.
Yeah. And, like, they do keep some things barriered and wild, like the polar bears are not.
Yes.
But polar bears are very aggressive animals and could musher you.
Yes, and they would musher you.
And so, like, they keep some sort of, like, divide there, but it was great to see, like, them with the cheetahs and with the flamingos, and yeah, it was just really cool to see that kind of interaction between the caretakers and the animals. That's what I think I enjoyed the most about it. Yeah,
but yeah, like I said, they had like all those zookeepers had like such a passion for all these animals, and they were all so worked up about the macaws that they went to rescue. They saved a bunch of macaws, like I don't remember how many macaws, from like a hoarding situation, because there was a person that was breeding them as exotic pets or something.
16?
I think so.
Because they found homes for 13 and kept 3.
Gotcha.
So it would be 16.
Yeah. And so like seeing the level of passion they had for those macaws that they'd never seen before, and like how worried they were about getting them all over to the zoo or to be able to see the vet and be taken care of, and make sure that all of them were going to be okay and be able to make it. They were all so worried about them, and they'd never seen them before. Yeah. You know? And so that was awesome to see too. And also at the very end, after Emmett, the cheetah, had surgery on his shoulder to like make sure his shoulder was okay, because he was like, it was a cartilage. He was missing some cartilage, yeah.
The cartilage. There was none in there initially. So it was bone on bone.
Yeah. And so they went and did surgery on his shoulder, and then a little bit later, towards the end of the episode, they actually finally got to let him out and let him actually chase the lure and try to get him up to running at full speed. And seeing him be able to do that after his surgery being able to chase down that lure and everything, like I was tearing up from that. Because I was just like, I was so invested in this cheetah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because you see the passion and everything that the handlers were having, and like they were like really invested in this, and it makes you invested.
Exactly, and that's one of the things that we like about like the really well done zoo shows like that, like Crikey, It's the Irwins and Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom. I remembered it this time. Was that they do all have that passion for their animals, and they really try to, like, even in just doing their shows and stuff, they really try to instill that passion into other people.
Yeah.
And that's part of what makes a lot of these zoos so great, is that they do try to impart that passion onto the people visiting.
I think zoos get a really bad reputation, because there are some terrible zoos. I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it and say zoos are great.
Yeah.
But there's some terrible zoos. But I think that this is really what people need to see, those people who are so against zoos, because there's so much more to them. It's not like these people are like expecting these animals to put on a show for people and things like that. They're wild animals, and they know that, but they're so passionate about them and about saving them, like with the wild horses, that they are darn near extinct in the wild. And this is like having them in zoos is really important, because that's the only way we're going to get some of these species to survive.
Yep. Is by breeding them in captivity like that and
trying to rebuild.
And slowly trying to reintroduce them in the wild and be able to rebuild their population that way. But yeah, no, it was really good. And yeah, so for all of you people who really like watching like the National Geographic shows and watching the zoo shows, this one was really good.
Yeah,
it really does a good job of showing the level of passion that the handlers have for all these animals. Because sometimes, like, most zoos, the handlers do have a passion for their animals, but like when you're watching a show about the zoo, like the behind the scenes of the zoo, it doesn't really show it very well.
Yeah, it's like I said, I think it could be just this zoo. Maybe it's different, one of the other zoos, but whenever you're watching like behind the scenes at the zoo and this, it's like you get to watch from the other side of the cage while the handler's also on that same side, and
like maybe they're feeding them or something, and
you're not watching like true interactions with the animals and stuff like that. And so I think that's why this one was really like moving, and like you could actually feel the passion of it, because you were seeing these handlers actually in there with these animals interacting.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's kind of some of our thoughts on Secrets of the Zoo. They also, like I said, they also have Secrets of the Zoo Tampa, and then there's one other one as well. That those would probably be really good to watch too. But so there's a few options with those ones. But next week we will be watching Star Wars Clone Wars, because Anna has not watched that yet. So we'll watch the first episode of that, because we still need to get Anna to watch the movies.
I'll get there eventually. I'll watch them.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah, I'll figure out a way to get you to watch them.
Maybe.
We'll have to rewatch the first one. You've technically seen the first and second one, but you won't remember them.
I don't remember anything about them at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's not true. I don't know which one it is, but there's one where they're in like the Death Star or something. I don't know where they're at, but they're like in the spaceshipy thing, and the stormtroopers are shooting at them, and the stormtroopers have horrible aim, and they're just shooting like at the ceiling. That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah, that's from the original trilogy. That's not from the...
See, that's what I got. That's what I got from the first 6 movies of the Star Wars universe.
It seems as though you've only seen episode 1 and episode 2, but you haven't actually seen any of the other ones up until 7, 8, 9.
But that's what I can remember.
Yeah.
Welcome to my life.
So yeah, next week will be Star Wars Clone Wars, and then we will come up with a new list of shows and or movies to watch.
Yes.
Anyway, that's it for us today. So thank you all for joining us this week, and we hope to see you all again next week. But until then, don't forget
to thank the Phoenicians.